Change Detection in Live Video by Joseph Allen, Supervisor Tim Morris. What am I doing? If you have a scene where you've set up a camera, you can then take that scene in and calibrate the scene, and then any changes that occur in that scene we can then replace with a foreground and background layer that can be customized by an artist. My goal here is to create a project that encourages artists to be more like computer scientists and vice versa. The success of this project is defined by the joy the artist feels using the product and the encouragement they feel to continue with digital art. I propose creation of a digital playground in the Processing IDE in a form that is easy to use and install for both technical and non-technical artists. I wish to create a product which will give non-technical artists an introduction to processing and at the same time other aspects of processing to guide them to curiosity and then mastery of my tool as well as the Java programming language. Processing is, by their own definition, a flexible software sketchbook and a language for learning how to code within the context of the visual arts. I took this project as a source of inspiration for my own, deciding to build my project in processing and also follow their ethos of inspiring and teaching artists. I made use of the Kanban methodology to manage my workflow, and I used the online tool Trello to manage this. This gave me a good view of when the project would be done, made sure I was on track, and I always knew what to work on next. I also ran a focus group at the start of the project in a semi-structured format to validate that it was worthwhile. I also ran some semi-structured interviews, and at the end I ran some unstructured interviews with the finished project. So this is what the project actually looks like when it's completed. So as you can see, there's a helpful GUI in the top left hand corner. You can hide that GUI with the Hide GUI button, and you can show it again with G for GUI or hide it with the H key. Then you can select your algorithm. By default, this is the algorithm I've written. You can press C to calibrate, which will initiate that camera flash you just saw. So the Minshara algorithm works by looking at the hue and saturation of the changes while ignoring the brightness. So as you can see, there's a shadow behind me. In trivial change detection, that shadow will be registered as a change, but in this algorithm, we don't focus on that. And a benefit there is if we switch the lights on and off like we are now, it doesn't actually register a change there. So this is the trivial one that comes with OpenCV, and as you can see, it's a lot more noisy, shadows show up. I decided to include this anyway because I just felt there are some scenarios where it definitely performs better than the one I've written, and there are some scenarios where artists would want to use that. Then we've got the OpenCV background update function, and this one basically changes with your movement. So if you stay still, the foreground layer will gradually fade away, but as you move, it'll come back. And so the point of the project is for the artist to be able to quickly and easily change these foreground and background layers to whatever they like. So I've got the foreground and background can be both be set to color, they can be set to images, they can be set to videos. And these videos will also play any audio that's been included with them, so I've got options to mute those audios as well. So processing works by having a setup function and then a draw loop which runs for every frame. So it's quite simple to, within that setup function, define two new setup functions, and within the draw loop to define two new draw loops. And this way, artists can import their processing sketches from other attempts they've had at programming, and they can use those within this project. And then obviously you can show the live camera as well, so you can have any combination of these two masks. And then next you can save the frame, so you can save the entire camera frame, you can save just the foreground frame, you can save just the background frame, and you can save the entire output. And then processing has a built-in movie maker which you can then use to build the movies from those frames. I've also included some filter choices, so we have grey, invert, posterize, and blur. And the idea is that with all of these, the artists sort of get a basic understanding of what change detection is, and hopefully it inspires curiosity in them to move deeper. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I'll include some links for this in the description below as well.